Another way to compromise the target systems is to send the malware as a browser add-on. You can use Metasploit Framework to prepare malicious Firefox add-ons and serve them from a server. Select the exploit and the payload, then set the options. When you run the exploit, it starts a handler as well as an application server to release the add-on. As soon as the victim allows you to install the add-on, you'll have a session of his or her system. Let's see how to prepare and use malicious Firefox add-ons. In Kali, start the Metasploit framework using MSF console command in the terminal screen. If you do not necessarily know the exact name of an exploit, you can use search command to find it. Use the exploit with the use command. List the payloads that you can use with this exploit. Show payloads. Let's select a shell payload with a reverse TCP connection. Now look at the options of exploit and payload using the Show Options command. Server host is the server where an application server will be started to serve the add-on. In this example, it's our Kali machine. Server port is the port that the web application is served. You can choose 80, which is the default port of the HTTP protocol. URI path is the path of the payload. Now set the options of the payload. Listener host, again our Kali machine, is in this example. Listener port is 4444 by default. You can change it if you want. Now we are ready to run the exploit. When you run the exploit, a reverse TCP handler on port 4444 and an application server serves on port 8080 is started. Let's test if the application is alive. Copy the URL and paste it in the address bar of the browser. It seems everything is okay. In Windows System, which is the system of the victim, run the Firefox. This is the Firefox version 57. Now we're going to send a phishing email which contains a link to the add-on we prepared. In this example, I use the yopmail.com service to send the phishing email to the victim. Yopmail is the disposable email address service which does not require a sign-up and provides access to any email address in the form of any name you want at yopmail.com. In the attacker system, Kali, prepare the phishing email and send it to the victim. The victim opens the email in his or her Firefox browser, which is the latest version. When the victim clicks the link, a warning message which says Firefox prevented this site from asking you to install software on your system appears. If you click the install link directly in the website, nothing changes. You're not allowed to install the add-on. Starting from version 41, Mozilla decided to allow plugins only if they're signed and verified by Mozilla. But don't worry, you'll probably find systems that use Firefox older than version 41. Let's repeat our test with an older version of Firefox. Download an earlier portable version of Firefox. I chose version 46 for this example. Install it and run. You are now using Firefox version 36. Go to the mail service of the victim. When you click the link, Firefox again prevents the site to ask to install software. In this time, though, clicking the Allow button brings you to the software installation window. Click the Install Now button, you see the message that the installation is successful. Go to the listener now, which is our Kali machine. Looking at the listener terminal windows, you see that a session on the victim's computer is open. Go to the session using session-isessionid command. Now, because we used a shell payload, we have a shell session at this time, not a meterpreter session. And we can use all the commands of the victim's computer. Since it's a Windows system, we can use Windows commands right now. Directory to list the files of the current folder. Who am I to see the active user. ipconfig to see the IP addresses, etc.